The pillows are fluff thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough, join the family. It's all love while we laugh at Burke's criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Ooh, oh, please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh please, the puppies need me. Oh please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.
Hello, Sofa Squad. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I hope you are doing well. Y'all already know the deal. Drop a number 1 in the comment section if you can hear me. Pretty please, pretty please. Thank you. I hope y'all are doing good. I hope you're doing well. Let me get over to this little screen here. And where y'all at? There you are. Thank you for the ones, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, mods, for being here. Audra, I hope you're doing well. Hey, Shayna. Hey, Melody. Hey, Diane. Hey, Just Joe. Hey, Dwayne. Iowa. Hey, Indies. Hey, Tux. I hope y'all been well. Iowa, thanks for the membership she gifted. Hey, Jackie. What's up? Sandy, Christine, Jenny. Meow, meow. Bandus Ghost. It's good to see everybody. This is very nice to be here with the Sofa Squad again. So I was like, I need to brush. I feel like I got rusty around the wheels with all the moving going on, and we got all fancy tomorrow with Dr. Barry coming on now. I was like, let me get my bearings straight. So, but also obviously there's tons of stuff going on in True Crime World. So you see all the pictures I put up there. I want to talk about just some quick updates with each of these things. And then I want to look at a couple of cases that are trials, I should say, that are starting this week. Hey, Lynette, that are starting this week. We might watch opening statements just out of sheer curiosity. Don't know if we'll follow the whole trial, but we might do a morning stream of the opening statements just because I remember one of these happening and another one I'm very curious to see what's going to take place, but we'll talk about that towards the end. So anyways, so I got the rest of my stuff today, including the boys, and they are currently, so they're downstairs. It's blocked off so they can't get up here. They haven't been upstairs. They can't come in here because there's little stuff all over the floor. You might see it in the background. I have it blurry because it's such a mess. But hold on. Let me get the pillows so you can see what the new sofa is going to look like. So hold on one second. Indy, I hope y'all are doing well. It's good seeing you. Please hold. Your call is important to the portal. Now, you know how they make these sofas these days? This came in a box. I was like, is there more? And she was like, that's it. It's pleather. Okay, can y'all see it? That's the color of it. Okay, then, hold on. Now, this is funny. I mean, literally, y'all, it comes in pieces. Let me grab the left side of it. So you see the vibe, and that's what the back of it will look like with the navy blue over there. And then some artwork over it, and then the fun Sofa Squad stuff. Look at how they do this. Came in a box. myself out doing that. Can you hear the boys barking downstairs? So yeah, that's what it's going to look like. And so this stuff will go away and I'll have it up there. I'm going to get some lights. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. I'm looking into a little neon light for over here when we're streaming. I got my real desk set up, but everything's torn apart. If y'all saw this, but y'all, I've gotten a lot done actually, but I mean, y'all, yeah, I got it off Amazon. Got it off Amazon. And I was like, you know what? Because it was like a price point thing, right? Because I was like, it's basically a prop. And so I will say, I thought like touching the sofa. Oh, hey, Emily, I hope you're feeling okay. Everybody's sending good vibes to Emily. She's still on the mend. I appreciate you being here, hanging out and doing your thing. But I got it thinking like, oh, whatever. Now touching the sofa, like in my mind, I was like, if I had a bunch of people here and I needed to like let somebody use my room and I slept on the sofa, but I'm like, no, I don't think it would probably fall apart. But it's just basically a prop, right? I bought a lift chair last week, 2 boxes. Are you talking about a lift chair like that goes up the stairs? Or are you talking about, is Lyft like a brand or something? Yep, IKEA. You know what? I should have done it. But see, this was so easy. It was just delivered here. Because I don't think IKEA delivers like Amazon does. And it came like a week early. It actually came in the moment when the movers were here. So I was like, wow. And let me tell you what, y'all, the company that I used for moving and getting everything, this is kind of like a sofa sidebar hangout a little bit here. I use this company called TroTro. They're in Durham, North Carolina. I don't know if they're everywhere. But if you're from here, like if you know the area, let me know. Y'all, they were amazing. I mean, I was like, wow. And apparently, so if you've ever been to TroTro, especially here over in Durham, it's huge. So TroTro is like almost like a Habitat for Humanity, but it's something I don't know. So apparently it's also like and I don't know if you want to call it a drug rehab or a drug program. Pardon me, but it's something of that flavor. And I was talking to one of the guys and they're like, yeah, it's a 2-year program. And he was telling me about it, whatever. And so it all goes to helping this program and this campus and all that. Like they're moving division or whatever. But like when you go on Reddit, everybody's like, TroTro. And so, y'all, they had this done. So, but I didn't have a ton of stuff. But it made it so much, because there's no way I could have gotten some of this stuff here or up the stairs like this. So they were amazing. I was so happy. It made my life so much easier. So if you're ever moving in their thing, look into them, because I was like, the reviews are right and very reasonably priced for what they did. I was like, that's it. I was like, please, right, saving my back. Because I was like, it would take me a week to recover. I ordered a bed on Amazon specifically because they carried up to me. I said, amen, Just Joe, amen. IKEA wants $139 to ship me. See, it's been so long. We have an IKEA. Well, now it's like an hour and a half from me. I'll have to go check them out for because they deliver a lot of look for, well, from what I remember of IKEA, it was a low price. I do not know now. Who knows? Because like when I used to get stuff, I'm talking 20 years ago, right? So I don't know if they've caught on and they charge more, whatever. All thanks, Victoria, Rocky Mount, North Carolina. So, y'all, a couple of things. Yeah, $139 to me. I'm like, that's the price of the thing. So, y'all, let's start off with Barry Morphew. Barry Morphew's back out on bond, y'all. Cannot roll my damn eyes hard enough. So, Barry Morphew has been arrested twice now, right? This is the second time he was arrested. Originally, they dropped the charges. It was like he's going to get away with it, basically. So a lot of time goes by. They recharge him. They rearrest him. He was sitting in there on $3 million bond. So he recently went and was like, hey, will you lower this? Will you lower this? Well, they did. And they changed the stipulations or whatever you want to call it. Well, sure enough, his supporters bonded him out. Okay. One of his daughters are there. I'm just going to read through this one real quick. So Morphew, again, Suzanne Morphew is the victim. That was his late wife. Pardon me. So supporters helped him post $300,000, and that's what it was. $300,000 of his $3 million bond. So he had a $3 million bond, but they changed the bond type to make it to where basically he could get out. Okay, so then it says, according to the jail, one of his daughters was present on Thursday with the bondsman to meet the bail. He'll be under strict house arrest and wear an ankle monitor. He will also be required to abstain from drugs and alcohol and surrender his passport. June 2025, Barry was rearrested in Arizona on first-degree murder charges and subsequently extradited to Colorado after murder charges stemming from his 2021 arrest were dismissed. And then it goes into, Suzanne's disappearance, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of the little update with that. So we're just going to have to sit by and see what takes place with that. That's another case. And I'm just like, I mean, my personal opinion, and I get this is before he goes to trial. This is allegedly, this is all this stuff, whatever. I mean, I think he did it, right? I mean, it is what it is. Show me, let's see things play out in court. Obviously, like everybody has a right to, but it blows my mind. And I guess now that he's out, it will be curious to see what kind of a lawyer he gets and if he is able to, drag this out for a long time. Oh, Nefertiti, that's amazing. You gifted 20 memberships. Thank you so much. There's a lot of people in the room going, yay, thank you. That's so sweet. And y'all, for people who just got memberships, if you leave the room and come back in, then you can use like the, the emojis and stuff like that. And yes, just show money talks 100%. So here's the thing. I'm curious what y'all think. How many, show of hands, if you will, drop a number one, if you whatever. If Chris Watts had the ability to have that same headline, supporter, this is before he, did his thing, like when he was like, in jail or whatever, supporters helped bail Chris Watts out. I think, period. If he had bail and it could have done it, like, yeah. Barry, I mean, I guess he's an attractive guy at this point. I mean, to me, he's so full of, like, I can see how he has people like, oh, Barry, and that whole little thing of like, I'm innocent, right? And that's what happens with these cases. Same thing with Jodi Arias. Like, you're going to flip it to the other and like, plays like before. And this is like before the people either pled out or to whatever. Jodi Arias, plays. There would have been a group of men to have been like, let's get her out. It's just, it is what it is. So Barry somehow can get this fan club going. I will never understand it. I don't know if people's fascination is like the dangerous thing. Like, imagine bonding. Now, it's different because Barry is going with his daughter. Imagine bonding Jodi Arias out, talking about, well, you can stay in my guest room. Right. I'm not saying that somebody did, but just in that frame of mind, it's like, that's like a level of, that's like an adrenaline rush or a danger, like living on the edge that I don't want to do. I'm good. I'll do parachuting before I do that. Right. And I would never parachute. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the next thing. Lori. Let's talk about Lori. Lord help us. Let's talk about Lori. So she was in Arizona. I did not watch that, so we're just going to watch the little news clip on it. Some of this is like me catching up with y'all, literally, because I haven't watched some of this stuff. So I was like, we're going to do it tonight. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. Yes, this is it. Okay. Oh my gosh, that scared me to death, y'all. Okay, hold on. I am going to share this with you. I'm going to share this. I said I'm going to share it. Lori Daybell.
In Maricopa County Court today. This is the first mom, Lori Vallow, appeared virtually in Maricopa County Court today. This is the first hearing to address restitution owed to the victims in Daybell's Arizona murder conspiracy trials. Daybell was convicted in 2 different cases in the Valley. She is currently serving multiple life sentences in Idaho for the death of her 2 children and her husband's first wife.
You know she's tossing that hair extra hard around those muscled up cops. You know she put on an extra layer of Skittles red. She was like, ladies, I'm going to go see the muscled up guards today. Make me look good. I got to put on my little show. The judge kept calling her Vallow. I love that for her, right? Okay, hold on one second. Let me read this. This is the first hearing that she was committed in 2 different cases. I mean, she's just, as far as like at this point, with I can't, right? The fact that her and Chad. Now, I don't know where I just saw this. Maybe it was a DM. I'm literally just getting into emails and DMs and stuff like that. I'm really sorry. Someone was basically like, they had to turn the comments off on Twitter for Chad's letters because the comments were so terrible. I was like, because Emma's running it. And basically they were like, it's all anti-Emma stuff. And they had to turn the comments off. And I was like, I love that for them, right? I mean, come on, y'all. The letters, please. But here's the thing. I'm shocked. Yeah. Do y'all want to put a timestamp on it? 6 months to a year, we'll start seeing the same thing from Lori. When she's like, wait a minute. I didn't think that we could still spread the message that way. Well, I need to get somebody. Well, can Emma get on it? Can Emma start doing my stuff too? Watch. You watch. Okay. You just watch her and Jody too. Throw her in that whole thing. Jody Hildebrand. Yes, that's the thing. RJB asked the obvious question that I'm curious to who would post Lori's for her. I don't know, right? Because I don't know if Emma could get in trouble for doing. Oh, thank you, K Bush. That's really sweet of you. I don't know if, like, say Emma was like posting Lori, so she was that connection. Hey, Tori, could she get in trouble for that, for like connecting the co-defendant? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're allowed to, but I don't know. Oh, Sandy. And hey, Sandy, how are you? Sandy says, did you watch Mike King's take on the letters on Profiling Evil? If not, I highly recommend it. No, I need to. So I think that it's a grift. And when I say grift, that can mean multiple things, right? Now, I am curious. Because you know how, like, okay, so if you went to the website, you know how Emma has it listed to where it's like the mixtape section and then the book section. So to me, the way I felt is when I clicked it, I was like, I feel like this is like an Amazon link, like you get a kickback on it. I could be wrong. That could be me. Like, I don't 100% know, but that's the vibe that I got. Now, I don't know if that's like a level of, well, Chad's not technically making that money. I mean, honestly, how much could be? They have a thing, some kind of a fetish, okay, of selling books, right? I mean, technically, he's almost like wrapping this up in that. Hey, Leslie, how's it going? Leslie says, pro tip, don't kill off all your sources to the outside world. Right now, she can't sell books. She's really done a number. She's like, I never thought that we could still sell books, behind bars. Golly jeepers. But just reading through them, I mean, honestly, it's a slap in Tammy's face. I mean, the whole thing is, right? But I'm just like, is he really trying to rewrite the narrative on this? And then I'm like, Paul, it's Chad Daybell. Of course he is. Of course he is. Because it's just like this. Jody Hildebrand, sorry, I'm jumping around. There are still people out there following connections. And like, yeah, no, that's the way to go. So that Chad throwing his little fishing net out there there's gonna be a couple of people that are like, well, maybe I could be the next Lori. I mean, I'm on the outside. I mean, he's not going anywhere. I know what he's doing. I can trust him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then if I don't, well, they're just gonna fry him in about 10 years anyways. I mean, I can hear the pipeline for it. So anyways, let's keep going. I said, shooby-doo. Welcome to the Sofa Squad. Shooby-dooby-doo. Okay, Travis Decker. Let's let's watch this. So it looks like the remains that were found, which were a few miles away from where he killed his 3 children, are Travis Decker, but I'm still waiting on like 100% like to come out, to come out or whatever. Oh, this girl, thanks for being a member for so long, 11 months, and I'm glad you caught alive. I hope you're doing well. So let's look at this right here. Shibba-doo-doo-doo. Okay, please hold. Please hold. Please continue to hold. It won't take long. Okay. I said, hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey. Okay.
In the back yet. We're not going to say congratulations until we get the results back. We know 100% this is Travis Decker. That is our suspect. That is our only suspect.
Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison said a drone captured images of a shirt near Leavenworth on Thursday. Law enforcement officers moved in for a closer look.
I think it's the 1 yard line. I mean, we want to get across the goal line with the DNA, but we're pretty, it's a good feeling.
They found remains near that shirt, shorts too, and chewing tobacco, a bracelet, all consistent with Decker's known personal belongings. The remains were decomposed, likely there for a while, less than a mile from where Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn's bodies were found in June. This whole time, investigators were so close, yet so far away.
The terrain is extremely complex, some of which would, is hard to find anywhere in this country, and that's kind of what we found. I mean, it's incredibly steep. It's incredibly rocky.
On Friday, more body parts were found. All of the remains and personal items are being tested by the Washington State Patrol. It's not official, but Sheriff Morrison believes this dark saga is almost over for the family of those little girls, especially their mom, Whitney.
And we're trying to bring them peace of mind and closure for this. We think we're one step closer. I want Whitney to sleep better at night. I want her family to sleep better at night. I want the community to know that our agency does not give up, no matter how daunting and how challenging the task is.
Morrison has asked the State Patrol to expedite the DNA testing, but he also said he didn't want to put extra pressure on them because at the end of the day, getting it right is what's most important. In Wenatchee, Jim Nelson, King 5 News.
As we mentioned, this case goes back months. Let's walk through the timeline together. This case started back on Friday, May 30th. Travis Decker had a scheduled visitation with Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, which was part of the parenting plan he had with the girl's mother. The next day, when the girls didn't return, she called authorities, and an endangered missing person alert was sent out. On Monday, June 2nd, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office found Decker's truck near the Rock Island campground, about 17 miles west of Leavenworth, and the girls' bodies were found nearby. A massive manhunt was then launched. Because of his survival skills, authorities believed he could live in the woods for months. Just days later, on June 10th, hikers reported seeing a man who looked like Decker near Kolchuk Lake. Soon after that, hiking trails were closed. People were asked to check their cabins, and the National Guard joined the search along with other national agencies. Tips came in from across the country of possible sightings, including one on July 5th in Idaho's Sawtooth National Forest. That ended up being a hiker who looked like Decker. At the end of July, the Chelan County Sheriff had to scale back on that search because of the rising costs. That brings us to this week, where the remains believed to be Decker were found near where the girls were found more than 4 months ago.
I mean, can you imagine that poor mother? The scene, like the part that, well, the whole thing gives me goosebumps, but the first thing when he was like, when the girls were supposed to be returned, it's not happening. That first like gut punch feeling, like where your stomach just drops, right? Oh my God, I cannot imagine. So wait, hold on. Susan says in a past week, you some of the mountains. I know, I would love it. That is literally a dream bucket list of mine, is to go to the part of the country and see those mountains there. This to me reminds me so much of the way that the Gabby Petito situation went down, where, now mind you, they had that flood that took place, whatever, and who knows what all happened, obviously, with his parents and Brian's parents and all that kind of stuff. Throwing the cops out, all that, whatever. Like, this is a little bit different, obviously. But it's interesting that he was so close. This guy right here, Travis, is so close to where the victims were. I mean, so my thing is, I'm like, was he dead the whole time? Did he kill them and then just go over there and kill himself? Or did he like meander around and then come back? Like, What did he like? How I want to know the timeline. I want to know the mode of death if they can find it. Hold on. Did he just shoot himself? Like, what did he do? Right. And then obviously, I mean, my God, yeah. And then imagine the mom too when they got the confirmation. We found your girls. How do you go on? Remember that case? And I think the dude pled out already. And I'd be curious to know how he's doing in prison, where he killed all the kids except for maybe one or something, but he pulled the one kid out of the mom's arms. Oh my God. Sends shivers down my spine. Y'all know I'm talking about, that dude. And he was all crazy acting. Well, obviously, the blonde hair dude. I cannot remember his name. I can't remember what it was. His name is, but I just, how do you go on? Yeah, Elizabeth, I think it was from Ohio. You know, Hey, Lynette, I hope work's going well for you. So we'll wait. It sounds completely, this is Travis, right? I mean, if all those little things that he's known to wear, and the Chad Dorman, thank you, Cindy. That's it. Let's see if there's any news on him. He's one that I'm like, is he still alive? Right? It's like, how do they live so long when they do these things? News. Haunting final selfie. Best boy. Okay. So the only news on him is, I guess, a selfie has been released, but this is by the Mirror and Daily Record. So, you know, haunting final selfie of dad with best boys ever before he killed his 3 young sons. And that was it. Real quickly before we go on, let's see, is Stephen Stearns, is he even, again, how news? Okay. Because I said, yep, okay. I was just curious if there was like a headline of like he was killed or something. Either of them, right? Some of them, when I forget about them, I'll go look and be like, yeah, what are they up to? You know what I did? Well, I'll get it in a minute. Hold on. I guess we did that. Now, this right here, y'all. First of all, let me pull her up. If y'all don't, I don't know if she's in the chat room right now. Hold on. Please hold. Okay. On Instagram, her name is Dodgy Girl, Lindy. DODGYGRL. She does makeup and stuff like that, but she'll do like these, like, it's her aesthetic is so cool because she'll be like, I'm doing just funky stuff, right? And she'll try stuff out, obviously, etc. But like she'll do like, this is like this table and chairs, and she's like doing a makeup version of the look, right? It's so she's just so cool. Anyways, she was sending me these updates on this case we're going to talk about next, and I'm just like, what is this? I hadn't even heard of this. Okay. And again, I've held off even looking at it until here, obviously, because I've been busy, but sometimes I'm like, let me just wait. That's why we're doing these sofa sidebars, because it's the only time I'll sit here and like go over this stuff. And I want to know just as bad. So this is about this dude. Y'all drop it if you've been watching this. Singer David, that whole thing with the missing girl in his trunk. Have y'all seen this? Wait, hold on. Okay, sorry. I'm just like, she's like sending it to me as like unfolding. I'm like, what? How much of this? It blows my mind how many headlines we see like this, where I'm just like, how much does this go on? Oh, his song. Oh, Leslie says his song suggests exactly what could happen. I've never even listened to his songs. Now I'm afraid to. So I'm just gonna read this. So the first one's from TMZ. So it's like the spilling tea, if you will. David Tesla case. Authorities ID body found in car. Mother tells TMZ it's her missing daughter. The person whose body was found in singer David's Tesla has been identified as Celeste Rivas. I hope I'm saying her last name right. TMZ spoke to her mother, who says she had a boyfriend named David. Pardon me. Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was 15, according to the medical examiner. TMZ got a tip that the victim was a young girl who had gone missing from Lake Elsinore, California in April. Now, I'm just looking at the missing person thing here, and it says, well, hold on. Let me show everybody all. Please hold. He's still on tour. What? No. That. Okay, hold on. Of course, he's still on tour. It's just. Okay. Can y'all see this? Hold on. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's the victim here. 15 years old. Last seen Lake Elsinore, California. 2010 birthday. Okay, so let's scroll down. Okay, TMZ contacted her mother, who told us that she felt the body found in the Tesla might be her daughter. She said the police description, which included a tattoo on her finger with the letters SHHH, matched her daughter's. TMZ forwarded that information to LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division. She was wearing black leggings and a tube top, plus 2 pieces of jewelry, a metal stud earring, and a metal chain bracelet in the shape of a W. Cops have been working vigorously to identify the victim's identity ever since the body parts were found. Last week inside the Tesla at a Hollywood impound lot, where it was towed after it was found abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. The car has a Texas license plate and it is registered to David. It was never reported stolen. David's been on tour and is continuing to perform, and our sources say he is cooperating with cops. Yeah, who is this young lady? What? Okay, wait, where did it? I got on. Oh, that got hot. Let me make sure we're all at. Yeah, and Mama says apparently they both have tattoos on their fingers saying shh. Okay, let's just read there. Okay. She was originally from California. She was last seen in April 2024, about an hour and a half southeast of LA. Her mom spoke shortly after her daughter's body was identified and said her daughter had been missing for more than a year. She was only 13 when she vanished. She had a tattoo reading essays on her right finger, and David has an identical tattoo on his right finger. Her mom also stated her daughter had a boyfriend named David at the time of her disappearance. Her body was badly decomposed when it was found. Her body was discovered in September 2025 in the front trunk of a Tesla at a tow yard in Hollywood. The car had been in the tow yard for several days after it was abandoned on a residential street in Hollywood Hills. LAPD found the body after they received a report about a foul odor coming from the vehicle. Her body was located in a bag stored in the Tesla's front trunk. It had been chopped up. Oh my God. It was in a bad state of decomposition. Authorities didn't immediately release the dead person's name, describing the body as a female, about 5'1", 70 pounds, wavy dark hair, in the tattoo. And then they confirmed that it was registered in Hempstead, Texas, to David's real name, David Anthony Burke. She was found on September 8th. Law enforcement sources told us David claimed he had no idea anything had gone wrong, and we were also told he was cooperating with authorities in the investigation. David was in the middle of his worldwide tour when the news about the body being found was revealed. Although he had performed several days after the news broke, he canceled his show in Seattle, scheduled for September 17th, the day her body was formally identified. LAPD has since searched the area where the singer's Tesla was found, and they are asking local residents for any information. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. So here's my thing. If he's not been arrested, is it basically a scenario where they're trying to say, like, so this is one question. Does he have a solid alibi where it's like, there's no way he did it, so therefore he's not been arrested? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, so imagine this scenario here. Was he like on tour wherever, and she was at his house, and something happened? You see what I'm saying? Because I also have lots of questions. Pretend they can clear him of that. I have lots of questions about the fact that she was 13 when he went. I'm sorry, when she went missing. You see what I'm saying? I mean, can he get in trouble for that? Like that part alone, if they don't tie him to the murder, he was on tour is what they were saying. So then was it like she's at his house hiding out, and maybe she got wrapped up in like some, I don't know. Clearly, if that's the case, then someone had access to her and his car, killed her, and abandoned it. Hold on. But and again, so clear he's got an alibi. He's not going to get hit with that murder charge. Kidnapping. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what the laws are with the age. Because I'm just like, I mean, can he get? Yeah, Emily says harboring a minor. The tattoos. Yeah, I'm like, I have so. Hold on. Okay, Singer David. Okay, hold on. He issued a statement. Hold on. Please hold. Your call is important to me. Okay. I'm trying to lean back on him. Oh, this is kind of nice. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can stream trials like this. Thank you for calling the sofa. Please hold. Line 1. Okay. He's currently on his tour throughout North America and Europe for his debut album and has remained silent about the investigation. His team has released a statement about the incident so that he had been informed about what's happened, and although he is still on tour, he is fully cooperating with authorities. When LA had been deceased for an extended period of time, okay. Another body was found in a car Tuesday with different tow yards. What? Wait, they found another body in a different car? Wait, what, y'all? David has kept active in music ever since he became a social media star. Only 5 days before Riva's body was found in the vehicle, Fortnite posted that David had written the first official anthem for the video game, Locked and Loaded. David's career took off within the last few years after he started to create his own music to score Fortnite videos. He made for YouTube. He eventually moved to TikTok, where his many songs went viral. Okay. Wait, now, hold on. Wait, K-Bush says, and K-Bush, thank you for the gift certificate, or the gift certificate. I don't know why I like calling it gift certificate. Let's just call it that for now. Thank you for the gift certificate. Thank you for the gift certificate to Record Bar. I'm going to go buy the Prince album. Thank you. Check out Leslie Williams, serial killer, best friend. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll look that up. Hold on. Okay. I said, hey. This is just crazy, y'all. So I have many, many questions about this that are unanswered as of now. Many, many questions. Oh, okay. Now what we're going to do, y'all, we're going to watch former inmate spills tea on life inside maximum prison with Erin Patterson. It sounds like, I have a feeling that, like, much to our surprise, I guess you could say, I think Erin's new modus operandi is to bore people to death, right? So let's watch that real quick. Please hold. Your call is important. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out to the Sofa Squad. We have filed your complaint. Management will be with you momentarily. Hold on for a second, y'all.
Should Erin Patterson, the mushroom murderer, ever see the outside of a jail cell? There was news today that prosecutors are considering appealing her sentence, suggesting the 33-year minimum jail term is not tough enough.
So, what is...
Can you imagine if they could do that here in the States and they came back talking about Madonna, like, well, they haven't sentenced her yet, but can you imagine? You know, Aaron sitting in there like, they want to give me more time. Bloody beef Wellingtons for everybody. Okay, let's keep going.
Life on the inside actually like for Patterson? Today, Sam Butler spoke to a former inmate at the maximum security prison where she's being held.
The triple murder trial of accused mushroom lunch cook Erin Patterson is underway in Morwell.
Erin Patterson guilty on all charges.
For the murder of Heather Wilkinson, Gail Patterson, Don Patterson, I sentence you to life in prison.
We're grateful for their expertise, their hard work and their perseverance that has secured this conviction.
My name is Ashley Chapman. I have done almost 10 years in the Dame Phyllis Ross Centre here in Victoria, 2 years in solitary confinement. I'm now a justice advocator, mentor, and yeah, I speak for those who cannot.
An insight into what it's like inside for one of Australia's most notorious inmates.
It was soul destroying. It strips away your human qualities. You're in a cage. You're stuck in a cell for days on end. If you're lucky, you'd be able to get some fresh air.
For 2 years, Ashley Chapman lived in the same maximum security prison unit as convicted triple murderer Erin Patterson.
So you're sitting in a cell for 3 days, no phone call, with the toilet right there next to you, no fresh air, no human contact. You can hear other people crying, you can hear other people struggling, and there's nothing you can do.
Prisoners are stripped of freedom. It's a highly regimented existence. Lockdowns are frequent, movement is restricted, meals and medication are delivered through a tiny flap in the door.
So how big was the cell that you were living in?
So for me, it was 8 steps from wall to wall. Lengthwise, widthwise, it's 3. At times, I wouldn't even get out of bed. I would just lay in bed for 7, 8 hours and only get up to get my food when it was delivered.
Since her arrest, Erin Patterson has spent most of her time in solitary confinement. It's one of the reasons why Justice Christopher Beale decided she should eventually have a chance at freedom.
The harsh prison conditions that you have experienced already and the likely prospect of solitary confinement for the foreseeable future are important and weighty considerations which should count for something in the sentencing exercise. In my view, the only scope for making them count is by the fixing of a non-parole period.
He sentenced the mushroom cook to a minimum of 33 years in jail, meaning she'll be able to apply for parole when she's 82. But prosecutors wanted her to serve life without parole and are now weighing up whether or not to launch an appeal. All sentences imposed in cases prosecuted by the Director of Public Prosecutions are reviewed as a matter of course. The DPP can appeal a sentence on the ground that it is manifestly inadequate. It is a stringent ground that is difficult to make good. A decision has not yet been made as to whether the sentence imposed on Erin Patterson should be appealed.
It's not an easy exercise to evaluate if a sentence is lenient and to actually put that to a court of appeal. So the prosecution has to present grounds that essentially say that the judge failed to take into account other factors that warrants a higher sentence, a more severe sentence.
Prosecutors had argued Erin Patterson's crimes were so cruel and horrific she didn't deserve the court's mercy. Her victims died a slow and painful death, and more than 2 years on, she's shown no remorse. Had the judge agreed, the 50-year-old would have become just the second woman in the country's history to be sentenced to life without parole. Her defence team is remaining tight-lipped on whether or not it plans to appeal. Her lawyer told 10 News Plus today he didn't want to comment. Both sides have until October 6 to file the paperwork, while Patterson ponders the prospect of at least another 3 decades in jail.
Just sitting there staring at the wall is what most people do. If you're lucky, you might not go crazy. You might not be severely unwell that you have to be put in a safe cell.
It is a lifetime sentence, even if there is a parole period attached. I can't imagine what kind of quality of life she'll have upon release.
Sam Butler.
So she can get parole at what, 82 they said, and they want to do an appeal to be like it wasn't harsh enough. I mean, I don't know how they look at the court systems over there. I mean, but I'm sitting here thinking like, she's not going to get out. I mean, one would be, depending on your outlook on it, thankful to live. I mean, 82 years is a lot of people don't live that long, is what I'm trying to say. That's a big if right there, right? And at that point, honey, if I was her, I wouldn't want to get out. I'd be like, I'm not going to the appeal hearing or whatever it's called, parole hearing. I'd be like, And if they did take me there, make me go, honey, I'd make sure that those people were so mad at me, they'd give me more time there. Right? I wouldn't want to leave. You hear her 8x3? You can walk side to side 3 steps. I'd be like, yeah, I would literally just lay in bed too and be like, just bring me food. Right? Like whatever. I'll wake up when it's time to eat. That's it. I'll come around for feeding time. Other than that, you would be so depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I think your mind would just shut down. Yeah, I pull a Taylor Swift business. They roll me up in there 82, honey. I'd be throwing my walker at the parole board. I'd do something to make sure that they were like, he is not safe for these streets. Even at 82, he don't need to be free. Because what are you going to do? Most likely, most of the people would be dead. But by then, too, depending on what you've done, you would have developed new relationships in the outside. Not the outside, but like people writing you, stuff like that. I saw this TikTok today, and it's these people cutting something. I'm like, what are they cutting? Like, how everything's cake now? Well, once they cut it and they broke it open, I was like, it's a beef Wellington. And I was like, so that's what a beef Wellington looks like whole, right? Not sliced up. I'm like, yeah, that would be tricky. The way she prepared it was interesting, I guess is to say. I don't know. Do they down under? If you're still in here, did they allow prison inmates to have TVs in their cells? What's the name of that show? Wentworth? How accurate is that? Did y'all ever watch Wentworth? It was almost like Australia's version of Orange is the New Black, but it was better. But you had to get your ear tuned for it if you're not from if you're not from there. Like for me, I had to really pay attention to it. Okay, hey down under. Okay, thank you. I don't know. Was it Hell's Kitchen? Yeah, I never heard of it. I feel like this is the first time I've heard of it. Oh, I could be wrong. I think Wentworth was Australia, though, wasn't it? I could be wrong, y'all. Hey, JoJo, thank you. Yeah, Wentworth, it was good. It was good. You made individual beef Wellington? Okay. Yeah, clearly I don't really know anything about it. Other than what I've learned through here and then having to research it and stuff like that. But an experience with it, no. I definitely want it, but now it's so tainted. I would probably sit there at the table and laugh, right? That uncomfortable kind of a thing, because I'd be like, I'm dying. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. Oh, and one last thing before we talk about the trials this week. So, wait, where'd it go? Please hold. Thank you. Hold on, I'm trying to find all this stuff. Now, tomorrow, Dr. Barry is coming on at 3 to talk about unknown number. So Crystal Rogers case, if you followed that, again, years this has gone on. Years. Multiple deaths. Her father, unfortunately, didn't get to see justice. But finally, Brooks Hook was convicted of murder and tampering with evidence. Joseph Lawson was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence. So Rogers was the girlfriend, 35-year-old mother of 5, vanished from Bardstown, Kentucky. Body has never been found. Never been found. And he got away with this. He got away with it. Well, not now, obviously, but he got away with it for a long time. And so, unfortunately for her family, it's sad that her remains weren't found. And I mean, at this point, he got away. There's no telling what they did. This is like, you're talking about good old boy family, pulling strings, this, that, and the other, a very corrupt situation. And to me, it was absolutely, he killed her, right? Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. And Shannon says, baby boy Brooks' mommy needs to be arrested. 100%. So 100%. That's the thing with these cases like this. Again, it's almost like, so you look at the Adelson case that we just got out of, completely different thing. But like, again, when you see these like crime families, it's, yeah. And Brenda says now they need to arrest Nick and Rosemary, Brooks' brother and mom. Yeah, I totally agree. So, it's another situation of just power, money, greed, entitlement. And Shannon says another situation of rich people thinking they can get away with it. Yep. And so they finally got justice. And here's my thing. Y'all help me out here. I believe that. So let me slow down here. Crystal's parents never stopped fighting for justice. Her father was killed. And I don't remember how long ago it was. It was a while ago at this point. Did they ever find out who killed him? Help jog my memory. If they did not, to me, my vibe was, oh, he was another victim of that family in some fashion. Or were they able to prove it was just a bizarre hunting accident? But I don't think it was, because didn't he have like his grandson or somebody with him in the truck when he went to the woods or whatever? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and Emily brought this up too. Emily says, and I want to say thank you to everybody. Y'all, so we have 150,000 subs in the main channel. Thank y'all so much. Absolutely appreciate that. It's so amazing. It's just absolutely that it's so cool. So thank y'all for being part of that journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We're growing and building it too together. Tommy Ballard, they were hunting and someone shot him with a rifle. Okay, yes. That's right, Tommy. Yeah, I just feel like the family, meaning the Brooks family, I feel like he was killed because of Crystal. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I feel like. Dwayne says breaking news: Wendy's broken her neck while constantly looking over her shoulder for Georgia. I mean, seriously. Oh, thank you, Vicky, for being here the whole time. I appreciate it. And the mods and everybody. Emily's been here since borderline day one. I mean, basically, I'm talking when the sofa was just a little tiny chair in the corner. Okay, y'all, next week, please hold. Let me pull this up because I have it in my little note things here. Okay, where is Acid? My name is Paul. I'm not very tall. Okay. Tuesday, Tennessee versus Brandon Isabel. Baby in the River murder trial. Okay, now this one. Okay, hold on. Let me do another overview of this one. Do y'all remember this? This was a few years ago. Let me do this right here. Man accused of throwing newborn baby in Mississippi River set to, well, this is older, set to appear in court. So the man accused of killing the mother of his child and then throwing their newborn in the river will appear in court on June 2nd. This is old, obviously. The trial starts this week, allegedly. I would like to see the opening statements on that. So we're probably going to stream that like a morning stream. Just to see that. Now, here's this other one, and this is very interesting to see if this took place. Also, you know, I've been sitting here saying Sarah, hold on, let me look her name up again. I always get it wrong. Sarah Hartsfield. So they're basically going to have a camera with no audio except for the closing arguments and the verdict. Okay, so we might follow Sarah. It's the 29th that jury selection starts or something like that. We might follow her in a way of like just reading updates, stuff like that. Like, that's a crazy case. Okay, I think she has multiple victims, ex-husband or husbands. That one's crazy, but they're not going to air it. It's in Texas. And obviously we're doing Brian Walsh next month. Okay. Then Wednesday, this one right here. Now let me pull up again. Oh, thank you, Kay Bush. That's really sweet of you. You've been so nice. Hold on. Where's his name again? Jeffrey and Karen. Jeffrey and Karen. Yes. Okay. Now this is what's interesting about this one. Please hold. I said, please hold. I said, please hold. Don't eat that bread. It might have mold. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. So this is going to be a husband-wife thing where the wife literally just pled out like, what was it, the 19th or something? So this is her. So a Pennsylvania woman set to go to trial for capital murder next week entered a plea to a lesser charge Friday in Tippah County Circuit Court. Karen, 65, and her husband, Jeffrey Dean Spence, 67, were scheduled to go on trial September 23rd in connection to the late 2022 death of a businessman, Kirby Carpenter, 36. Friday morning, she appeared before the circuit judge, Kelly Luther, and entered an Alford plea to accessory after the fact of grand larceny. Under an Alford plea, she maintains she didn't commit the crime, but acknowledges the state has enough evidence to convict her. The judge sentenced her to, listen to this, 10 years in 10 years in prison, gave her credit for time served, and suspended the remainder of the sentence. Spencer, who has remained free on bond for more than a year, will have to serve 5 years of unsupervised probation. Okay, so she's basically her own probation officer. Pay all court costs and fees, but guess what the price tag is? And the judge said, most people who live here get supervised probation, he said. Since you live in Pennsylvania, no one will be looking over your shoulder, watching to make sure you don't get in trouble. You'll have to be your own probation officer. So Carpenter was found dead from a gunshot wound outside the county road 600 house he shared with the Spence's daughter, Caitlin Spence, 38. Authorities believe Carpenter was killed on November 30th, 2022, and that a substantial number of items were stolen from the Carpenter estate around the time of the murder. Carpenter owned multiple rental properties and was the owner of Mississippi Gold, Silver, and Coin Exchange. All three Spences were indicted in the spring of 2024 and each charged with capital murder, as well as 2 counts of grand larceny and conspiracy. Caitlin pled guilty in April to accessory after the fact to capital murder as part of the plea agreement that requires her to testify truthfully at her father's trial. DA Ben Creekmore said Friday that Karen Spence by law cannot be forced to testify against her husband, whose trial is still supposed to begin Tuesday morning at the courthouse. The court granted a venue change in June, moving the trial to Pontotoc County or whatever. The jury pool has not heard about the case. The trial is supposed to take a week. Okay. So this one has me like, so the daughter's going to testify against the dad. So it makes me wonder if the dad was like, basically like this, like, so the wife is going to get out, right? She's got 5 years. They're 67. She's 65. He's 67. So she'll be 70. basically doing her own parole, whatever. If he was like, look, because it sounds to me like he probably killed the dude and they like helped do what, I mean, who knows? So if he's like, I'm going to take the L, honey, do you do what you got to do? You got a life ahead of you. Testify against me. Do what you got to do. Meaning the daughter. They already know the wife can't. So she's going to get whatever happens, like what they just said. So that one, I'm like, but they just said Tuesday there. So what we're going to do is we're going to see which one pops off. I would rather see that one. Like, so if both of them are happening at the same time, I would rather see that one because I'm very interested in the legal jump through of, what do you call it? Of how that's going to play out of her getting on the stand, right? The daughter, I mean, plays. So we'll see. So that's coming up this week. Dr. Barry's tomorrow. Unknown number. Okay, let me ask y'all this about unknown number. Okay, have y'all been keeping up with unknown number or whatever? And if you have, I'll just throw this out here and you tell me, like, if this is, you've seen this. Okay, so remember an unknown number, the girl, and now I'm gonna Khloe. Remember Khloe, who was the daughter of the parents, who the parents were like, they threw the parties, the little maze parties and all that type of stuff. And Khloe was like, I wasn't a mean girl and blah, 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 blah. The internet is like coming after her. Like TikTok is coming after her. And like the search is like Khloe throwing carrots. Okay. And it's like, so in the doc, one of Khloe's friends is like, yeah, Adriana claimed that we were like throwing, carrots at her and we never threw the carrots, whatever. And people are like, oh, they definitely threw the carrots. They're like, now they're looking at the parents and saying, well, the parents are like just as crazy, meaning Khloe's parents, and just this like mean girl vibe. Okay. And so now the tides have turned and everyone's kind of like Khloe's a mean girl. Now, one thing that they're citing with this, so Sherry, tomorrow it's 3:00 with Dr. Barry, is the fact of, first of all, this in the Cut article, I forget who just put up there, the Cut article that talks about like what they left out, the video that I did on it. Okay. In that, basically towards the end, they go down, Khloe and her parents, the whole thing of like, well, Lauren had to know. She was always on the phone with her mom, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Secondly, Khloe's mom dressed up as Kendra at Halloween. She dressed up as a scarecrow with like something like and like cell phones, like pretend cell phones, like done on the scarecrow's hands, almost kind of like a real mean girl kind of thing. And so there's that. And then just some of the comments, people are kind of dissecting Khloe and whatnot. Now, I remember watching Khloe, I was like, I could see her being a mean girl, but it's just so wild to me that it's like people like doing that. So some of the comments I read in the TikToks and stuff, number one was this, the main comment. Okay. People were like this. People were like, it's like the entire town is still in high school. Like all of this behavior is so high school for these adults. And I was like, yes. But that's what they said in the article, where it was like, that's really the only thing going in this town it's like the high school, right? And that's kind of how these parents were and stuff. So then people are citing Khloe's parents' behavior in the documentary and being like, yeah, they just came off as like mean people. And then when the article came out, and Dominique says that's rubbing in, that's horrible, because people were basically like this, are like, okay, so Lauren still goes to this, like she's still a kid, that's her mom. I mean, I know her mom's crazy, but it's like you're dressing up and mocking her mom, like she's still going to the school there, it just was in bad taste to a lot of people. And so they're citing that and then going back over the interviews that she did in the what do you call it? In the thing. Wait, hold on. Anyways, it's been fascinating. Let me take this out. Play solid. So, y'all, I'm gonna run because the boys are ready to play. They've been kind of quiet, and now they're like getting all turned up. So I'm gonna walk them and kind of do our shutdown for the evening. So tomorrow at 3:00, Dr. Bear and I are gonna talk about unknown number. Please, I got tons of questions. You already know, right? Yeah, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me go grab them, Emily. I'm gonna go grab the dogs. So just hold on one second. Okay. Wait, hold on, let me do this. Let me take the blur thing off. Please hold. No, we don't do that to each other. Y'all, it's messy back there. That's the sofa on the floor. That's why I had it blurred. But it's fine. Come here. Say hey. See, everybody missed you. I know. That's in the mouth. Yes, good boy. What is it? Yes. See, we finally have our new home. Are you sleepy? I know. Daddy left you down. See, the boys, they are doing good. We went out for a little walk. So there's a little retention pond near here, and a bunch of geese live in it. Or I don't know if they live in it, but they hang out there, right? And luckily, they did not see them today, because that plays when these dogs realize that there's like all these birds, and I'm just like, we're not going to chase those birds. They will attack. But they are so, they were running around playing. I've got one of those things hooked up, and I don't know what you call it, but I think somebody sent it to me off of the thing. It's basically like one of those red dots that goes around on the floor, but it does it automatically. They're having so much fun down there. Hold on. What is that? That's scary. I hope they're okay. Y'all, listen to this. Oh my, I can't believe I just thought of it with that. No, I'll say this and then we'll go. Okay. So yesterday I was driving down the road, and now, mind you, this is like a 35, maybe 40, like in town kind of vibe. Okay. So 2-lane road, or I'm sorry, 4 lanes, but with a median, right? So our 2 lanes are going one way, big grassy median, then the other one. Okay. So we're going, and I look at the right moment in my rearview mirror, and I see a minivan behind me. And now this is all, it seems like slow motion, but it happened fast. You know how like wrecks are or whatever. Okay. So I look in my rearview mirror and I see the minivan, and then there's a car behind them. I feel like it could have been, is Telluride correct? Think that vibe of bigger and boxier than a minivan, but a minivan's already a big car, right? So think that energy. It also could have been a Hyundai something, but maybe that is the Telluride. I don't know. Anyways, so as I look up, I see the minivan, and whatever, let's just call it big box car, comes from behind it. Okay. You know how people will pass, and when they're trying to be like passive aggressive, road ragey, you know how they'll like pass, but like almost clip the car, right? That kind of thing. I see it today on the interstate. People do it constantly. And I'm like, this is why you don't do that. So they do something. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, they must be mad. Well, they do that. And then I don't know what takes place, but it's almost like they lost control of the car, or they clipped the minivan, which made them lose control of their car, because it was like you know how you overcorrect when it's like you swing one way and you come back, but it was in a miniature zone. It wasn't like they ran off the road. It was like they were passing and then a squabble happened. Well, it was almost like the big SUV, I think you are, JP, the real big SUV hits the back of the minivan, and then it almost is like they're pushing themselves forward. So I'm looking and seeing this, and it's like, I'm like, they're going to fly up and hit me. So I hit the gas. Then the real big SUV flips upside down, pushes the minivan into the median, and then they come to a rest. Now, all the cars behind them are stopped, and there's like road work going on. The guys are like, oh my gosh. I'm looking at the thing. Well, my first thought, I mean, obviously, I'm like, I hope they're okay. And I'm sure the people in the minivan were, because it didn't hit them anywhere near their door and they didn't flip. But I was sitting here thinking this. I was like, whatever car that is, that's all it took to flip that car. It was literally nothing. And I was like, heaven forbid this was on the interstate going 7. Those people would be dead. I'm like, because with what I just saw take place and it flipped that car that easy, no way, right? It was crazy. It shook me up so bad. And I was just like, oh my God, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, that could have been that minivan. They were just doing whatever. Like, not, and I'm not trying to sit here and place blame on the other car, because I don't know what took place. You know what I'm saying? Like, their tire could have blew. It's just, I just saw a snippet of it. And to me, I was like, the real big SUV looks like they're pissy and trying to pass the car to prove a point, be like, yeah, I'm going to get in front of you. And it backfired in their face. And now here they are, right? Everybody's wrecked, and their car is on the side of the, literally on its side. And they're sitting there probably with airbags out. I was like, well, then I see an ambulance coming down, because, you know, something like that, they're going to do whatever. Well, then I get down almost where my plate. There's another wreck. I said, get me home. I was like, get me home. Right. I was like, I can't handle it. The boys are like, yeah, right. Let's go home, Dad. It was crazy. I was just like, you know what? Anything can happen. But again, I was like, whatever car that is, not good. Right. When things flip that easy, I was like, absolutely no. I was like, absolutely no. Yeah. Okay. Say goodbye, everybody. Okay. So say goodnight.
Say goodnight, everybody.
What's going on behind me? Oh, and for any Friday the 13th fans out there on YouTube, there's a fan fiction movie. I can't remember the name of it. I just watched it. It's so good, though. If you look up Friday the 13th fan fiction, it'll come up, and it's on YouTube for free. Something Never Hike Alone or something like that. It was good, though. So anyways, thank y'all so much. It was so fun hanging out. And we'll see you tomorrow at 3:00 with Dr. Barry. And then we'll figure out more of like what we're going to do next week or whatever. As far as those, like which trial we're going to watch the morning of or whatever. That's it. So I love y'all. Thank you very much, Maud. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Emily, I hope you're feeling okay. I hope y'all have a wonderful, lovely evening. We'll close out with our usual ode to the sofa by old Slow Morrison. And that's it. Y'all sleep tight. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.
The pillows are fluff thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough, join the family. It's all love while we laugh at Burke's criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Oh, oh, please. My body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. puppies need me. Hold please. My body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that, hey, 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 come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.